Hello and welcome to Listen Up, the NSO pre-show talk. I'm Dale Jarvis, and we're going to start off our season and our conversation tonight with Marc David, Musical Director and Principal Conductor. Marc, welcome back after the summer.
Thank you, Dale. Good evening, and good evening to all our digital concert goers. It's really great to be back, and indeed, the NSO is celebrating a milestone this season. 60 years of concerts is quite an accomplishment, and obviously, many individuals have contributed over time to make this happen. I think of people like Ignatius Rumboldt and Noel Vitch, who were founding members. Peter Gardner, who has been a driving force within the organization since the early 70s, conductors David Gray and Mario Dusain, as well as all the musicians and board members involved over the years. So as we celebrate this 60th anniversary, Dale, we also celebrate our return to post-pandemic regular activities. Aren't we happy with this?
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about this season and the excitement of celebrating 60 years.
Yes, well, in this season's Masterworks series, you will hear large-scale standard orchestra repertoire. We are no longer restricted by the number of musicians we can have on stage or the size of our audiences. So we're really happy to be back to this. As I say, we're celebrating our 60th and also celebrating our return to post-pandemic regular activities. Also, in our Symphonia series, we will feature the works of well-known composers like Bach, Handel, Mozart, and Grieg, but alongside a few very exciting discoveries. And one of these will be during our Symphonia 2 concert featuring Jing Xia on the guzheng. Well, the guzheng is a Chinese traditional plucked instrument similar to the zither. This should be a very, very exciting and interesting concert. And also in our recital series, our resident string quartet, the Atlantic String Quartet, will be playing with the arrival of Nathan Cook as their new principal cellist. And you know, Dale, what really pleases me this year is that we will feature throughout the season many artists that were scheduled to recently appear with us, but could not because of the pandemic. I'm thinking of pianist Carter Johnson, who was already here in town just a few days before that momentous date of Friday, March 13th, 2020. I'm also thinking of cellist Brian Chang, the young musicians of the Suzuki Talent Education Program, as well as our four vocal soloists and the Philharmonic Choir of the NSO plan to appear in Carl Jenkins' grandiose The Armed Man, A Mass for Peace. We will finally have the pleasure of hearing all these wonderful artists during our anniversary season, and including opening tonight with a longtime friend of the NSO, pianist Angela Cheng.
So, Marc, you've been around for many years. What has changed over that time? What thing is the orchestra doing differently, and what has really stayed the same as a constant that's allowed for such a long history with the NSO?
Right. Well, it's funny, Dale, because I've been reflecting upon this recently and realized that also I've been involved with the Newfoundland Symphony Orchestra for half of its existence. This is my 31st season with the NSO. And when the NSO was founded, it started as a small group of community musicians, but over the years, it has grown in size, engaging more and more professionals and developing into a full symphony orchestra, able to undertake some of the most challenging repertoire ever written. So the NSO now definitely operates as a professional ensemble, similar to other orchestras across the world. However, what truly distinguishes the NSO from most other orchestras, that it has preserved over time its kindred spirit. After 60 years, the NSO is still remains a tightly knit family where its members look after and dearly care for one another.
Like, that's great. So thank you, Marc, and congratulations to the NSO on its 60th anniversary.
Thank you very much, Dale.
Next up on Listen Up, we have Jim Duff, composer of the Newfoundland Folk Song Suite, longtime NSO collaborator. Jim, welcome to the show. I think this is your first Listen Up interview, but you're certainly no stranger to the NSO. You've arranged music, and tonight you contributed your composition, Newfoundland Folk Song Suite. Tell me a little bit about your history with the NSO.
Well, I guess it goes back over 25 years, maybe 27 or 28 years. Peter Gardner came to me one time, and at that time we had the Ed Goff band, and he said, you know, it would be nice to join the Symphony, and the Ed Goff band. So, you know, you want to try that? And I said, yeah, let's go for it. So I basically took the arrangements that we had for the Ed Goff band, and I laid the orchestra on top of that. And it was a tremendous success. So he just wanted to continue. And so the next year we did the same thing. And then after that, he asked me to do some arrangements for, you know, guest performers, and that worked out well too.
NSO audiences have come to enjoy your work on arrangements of artists like Springsteen and Neil Diamond. Do you have a favorite memory which sticks out for you when you think back to your association with the orchestra?
Yeah, well, I mean, I really enjoyed the conducting a lot. Peter Gardner used to conduct the first half, and I would conduct the pops, which was always the second half, which is different from now because I arrange the whole concert now. But that was a lot of fun too. Some of the people that we did, you know, we did Chicago. I mean, I'm a jazzer at heart, right? So when we did Chicago, I really enjoyed that immensely. We did Bluebeck one time, which was great. We did ELO, and then on from there. I enjoy arranging anything. It's always a challenge to arrange, you know, all kinds of music in all genres. So that was nice.
Tell us about the Newfoundland Folk Song Suite. How did that come to be?
This is my busy time. This will go on till now, January, right? And then the rest of the year, I'm free to do whatever I want. So a few years ago, I actually was thinking about it, and I said, you know, Ralph Vaughan Williams did his suite, Irish suite, I think. And so I said, gee, why don't I take the Newfoundland tunes and not just go from one song to another? Use theme and variation, present the song, theme and variation, transitions into the next song, and do a little bit with the harmonies also. You know, not just the straight ahead harmonies that you hear all the time, but add some new harmonies, and I enjoyed it immensely. And it came out to be a 15-minute composition.
Thank you for joining us tonight, Jim.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And that's it for Listen Up. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more interviews and conversations with the stories behind the music.